All right, today, boys and girls, we're going to make a city snow globe. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, it might remind you of some famous movies too. All right, so here we go, a city snow globe. You'll need some sort of round object that you could fit on the top of your paper to trace. It could be a plate, it could be, this is like a Lincoln Logs lid, or you could just simply draw a circle yourself. So you want to hold it down, leave room at the bottom so you can make the base, and you will trace with your Sharpie marker your circle for the snow globe, okay? Then down at the bottom, after you've traced your circle, you can stop and pause this video as often as you like. You can make a rounded edge, almost like brackets like you would do in writing class. And you can connect that line, make that round edge just like the top part to make it look like the base is rounded as well. All right, for the bottom part of the base, you have a choice. You can make it a round, another round circle, or brackets we call them, or you can make it more of a straight line coming out. On this one, I'm going to make it a rounded object, and I'm going to repeat that curved line again to make that base rounded as well. Okay. Now you can add in all kinds of details to your snow globe later on. I put in my initials on this one, which I thought was kind of fun, and decorated it. You could do all kinds of details. All right, once you've done that, you're going to start to work on your city. All right, you can look at images of cities if it helps you, if there's a certain city you were thinking of. I just thought of some famous buildings that I kind of enjoyed looking at, but I used the element of line in my city to create the buildings. I didn't make them look exactly like the city. So you're gonna start off with your straight edge. Remember, with a straight edge, you wanna hold your line, hold the ruler down. You're not using it for measurement, you're simply using it to make edges or lines. You can also do this freehand if you want to as well, but sometimes it does help to have a straight edge. All right, and I'm gonna come over here and make another building. I'll put a building in between those two too. I'm gonna make this one kind of skinnier, and I'll make a bigger, wider building, and maybe one over here. So I made some lines, and then I'm gonna come over and start to connect the lines across. So I'm gonna make a line across here, and this is going to have an edge to it. So it's going to have a side. So what you want to do is have a slant line and a slant line. See, that's going to be the top of my building, and I want to match my line going across. See how I did that? And then I just draw that line coming down to make the edge. Okay? And then you can draw another building almost like behind it, like it's peeking through. Okay? You can have just a little part of the building showing to show that it's a very dense city. There's a lot of buildings. And again, I could just simply make a slant line here. It doesn't show the base of it very much. Then I can come up and I can make one that has kind of a fancy top to it, but it's kind of simple. I can make a line going across, make another line going across, and then just simply make some sort of triangle. And I could even put some kind of point to it. Okay? Whatever style building you want to do. Oh, that's a unique building. And then I'll just make a little line coming down. I might make another line coming down here in the front, okay? And then I could make another building behind it. And you can just have a lot of fun drawing different lines and connecting them. But remember, you want to think about how your buildings have thickness to them, okay? They're not just straight lines. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to make another slant line and make a line going across to make that thickness of that building. And bring my line down. So I have a top and I have the sides. I might be able to fit one more building in here. And I'll make it a smaller one. Okay. And again, slant line, and I make a little top. There I go. And I'll make the side. Now, I could use the elements of line in my buildings. I don't have to make them look realistic. As you can see here from a sample one that I did earlier to practice as a teacher. So I made some with slant lines, some straight lines. I made some with lines coming down with V's inside them. I made one look kind of brick-like, but it's actually glass. I made other slant lines and some that had perfect squares. So you can decide what you want to do for yours. And like I made a little mistake here, but I could actually make that into part of the art. So I could actually go through and make this line come down just like that. And then I could just simply put lines going across, see that? And that kind of hides that line. So I could do that. I mean, you can have a lot of fun using your imagination to create your city. Okay? Once you've done that and you've added in your details, okay, so I'm going to do this, and I could make some V's in the middle. I could make some more lines coming up and put some V's in the center. All right, in my next video, you'll see where I've kind of picked up where I left off, and you'll see the next step, which is adding in the color, okay? So you could go in and you could just simply make some lines, straight lines coming down with your ruler. See how I'm doing that here? You could just have a building that has stripes, right? And just change the color of the side of the building, okay? So it looks a little different. You could have lines that just simply go across, or you could have lines that go across and they come down too, like a grid. It could look like a grid, okay? Now when I go to add color, they will define these buildings more and they will start to pop out more, okay? So I could do something like this on this building, but if I go across with those lines that way, look what I have to do on the side. I have to make those lines match the line up and make a slant line. See how I'm slanting the line? By slanting the line, it gives that illusion of depth, okay? See how I'm slanting my line with my ruler? Okay. See that? And then I could make another line going down here, okay? I could put an antenna on top of the building if I wanted to, all right? Or some sort of sign if you wanted to put some signs on your buildings. All right, I'm gonna come over. I think this one I will do. It's kind of hard to draw sideways here. I'm gonna make some lines just freehand, and I'm going to make some V's inside this one just to kind of jazz it up a little bit. Okay, so I'm getting my building elements of line in. I could make some more lines going up this way. And again, I could repeat the V's or make a zigzag going across here. See that? To make the design on my building. I'm sure you will come up with the most creative designs. I know my students are fabulous artists. I'm so impressed, and you're all sharing your work to Google Classroom. It's so wonderful to see all your work, boys and girls. All right, oh, I could make some little lines that come up like this. Look at that. And some more lines that come down. Okay, and I could do the same thing. Watch my next video, and then you will see the next step. All right, boys and girls?